Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking to you about tyres, as you can probably tell by the title of the video as well as the first slide. So the two main tyres that we do have on today's vehicles are cross-ply and radial. So I'm going to begin with talking about cross-ply tyres first, as they were the first type of tyre to be invented. So they were invented by Mr. Dunlop himself, so you've probably heard of Dunlop tyres. So they were invented back in 1888, and I'll put a little diagram here as well, just so you can get a better understanding as to how they do go together and how they were constructed. So you can see right here, it is made up of different types of cords which interlock into each other at a 45-degree angle. One of the main reasons why they chose to use several cords which interlock into each other was to strengthen the tyre itself. However, there were a few problems along the way when it did come to constructing these tyres, and one of those reasons were they found that the tyre was a bit too stiff in terms of the walls of the tyres. So when it came to fitting the tyres to the vehicles that you may have seen back in the 1900s, was they didn't make it too much of a comfortable ride in terms of sitting in the vehicle as well as steering as well, as it made it quite heavy. But at the same time, one of the many benefits to this was, due to the tyres being so thin, as you can see from there, was they were able to actually turn at a much greater angle, whereas with today's tyres, which I'm about to talk to you about, they are a lot wider, so they have had to make some adjustments just so you are able to turn properly, just so you're not constantly reversing, going forwards and then reversing again, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the cross-ply tyres really. There's not really much to them, apart from the main difference as well, apart from it being thinner than the radial tyres, is they've also put in an inner tube inside of the tyre as well. So that is something else that has changed over the years as well in terms of the tyres. So moving on to radial tyres, which is the tyre that you would find on your today's vehicle. So one of the many changes that they have made was they have managed to re-engineer and manufacture the internal structure of the tyre. So just quickly going back to the first slide for the cross-ply, if you just have a look at the construction of the cross-ply tyre there, you can see how it goes across from each other, hence the name cross-ply. So going back to radial, you can see they don't go across, but in fact they overlap each other. And the very first vehicle that was actually used when they first introduced radial tyres was actually the 1948 Citroen 2CV. I'll just put a little picture there for you, just in case you're not quite sure what that vehicle is. Yeah, the first person to actually invent the radial tyre was actually by Michelin back in 1948, the same year that they actually used it on the Citroen 2CV. So in terms of the actual structure of itself, as I said before, the cross-ply tyres, the cords that are integrated into the tyre structure go at a 45-degree angle, whereas with the radial tyres they actually go at a 90-degree angle. And one of the things that they've managed to improve on as well is, even though it is a much wider tyre than the cross-ply, they've managed to have a look at the tracking of a vehicle, and have managed to change it in a way so even though the tyre is a lot wider, you can still turn at a much greater angle as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the steering as well. And another thing that they've managed to improve on as well with radial tyres is they've managed to actually take away less road noise, as well as make it more comfortable. Another reason for this is also to create more comfort as well for the passengers inside the vehicle. And yeah, so It was also, I'm not sure if I did mention it, but I'll mention it again. It was also first invented in France as well by Michelin. Okay, moving on to the next slide. As you can see from the diagram that I've put in the PowerPoint just there, that is actually the information that you will typically see on the side of your tyre. So if you are looking to upgrade your tyres, whether it will be lowering the profile of them, that way it gives your vehicle a more sporty look, or better handling, or anything like that. So it is self-explanatory right here, so just by reading what each of them mean. But I'll quickly go through it anyway for you. So the 185 is the width in millimetres of the tyre, and the 75 is actually the aspect ratio, which will be the height of the tyre. The R obviously represents radial, which is the type of tyre that it is, and that finally the diameter would be 14, which again would be in inches. And then you've also got the load rate and the speed rating. So if you are looking to take out any sort of maintenance of yourself on your tyres, just to make sure that they are roadworthy, you can buy these two items here. They are the same item, it's just the only difference is this one up here is digital, and also the one below is an old style one that you would normally use. The best way to see whether or not your tracking is out on the tyres is by measuring across each of the tyres, starting from the outer side, going into the middle, and then finally into the inner part of the tyre. So the minimum tyre depth that you would be able to get away with legally would be 1.6 millimetres, which would be the minimum. Okay guys, so I think that really concludes the rest of the video. I was going to go over tracking, but I think I'll leave it for another day for a practical video for when I'm in the garage, because we do have some amazing equipment within the garage as well, which I'll be able to show you as well. As there is quite a few different ways to set the tracking on your vehicle, but it will be just a normal manual tracking device, or whether it will be the laser ones that we do have in the garage. So I do want to go over those as well for you in a practical video, so I thought I'd leave that out for today's video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching anyway. I know it wasn't too long of a video, but yeah, thank you so much for watching anyway, and don't forget to subscribe, and if you do want to make sure that you are notified of my next upload, there is a little bell icon next to the subscribe button, so if you actually click that, you'll then be notified via email. Okay, well, thank you for watching again, and yeah, take care.